Hey everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So a lot of you guys have been requesting for me to do a review on the dryer that you saw me using in my last video. So my last video, I was showing you guys my wash day routine and I featured a really interesting looking dryer. So the dryer that I was using is actually called the Rev Air Dryer, and instead of blowing air out like your normal blow dryer, it actually sucks your hair, kind of like a vacuum. It's really different. Just to put it out there, that dryer was actually sent to me and I was told that I can do a review on it if I want to, yada yada. It's mine, I can do whatever I want. And I figured, you know what, I've used it a few times, I do like it, let me do a honest review. This is not a sponsored video or anything, but the dryer was given to me as a gift. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. There are a few pros to the dryer, but there also is a lot of cons. So I'm going to share all of that with you guys today. So in my video, you guys didn't actually get to see the full dryer just because it's so big. So this is pretty much what you guys saw in the video. It looks like this. So this is where your hair goes into and it sucks the life out of your hair. It makes it really, really nice and straight. And then it has like a long, like it just keeps going and going and going along, I guess you could say like a tubing. And then here is the base, which weighs, I want to say about 15 pounds. Yeah. And then it has a long cord that goes into your wall. So it's pretty big. So the name of the dryer is Rev Air Dryer, and it doesn't blow out air. It kind of sucks in air while pushing out heat, if that makes sense. It's very similar to a vacuum. There's a lot of different buttons on the side. There's a cool shop button, hot button, a warm button. There's an on and off switch on the base. There's a dial here on the front where you can change the speed. Yeah, there's a few different buttons with this. So let's get into, I don't even know if I should start with the pros or the cons because there's a lot of cons. I'm gonna start with the pros. So with the pro, this dryer does a really good job with drying your hair. It gets it really straight, it gets it really stretched out. It does a good job, it really does, and I do like it because of that. That might actually be the only pro. Yeah, so moving on to the cons. It's really big. So you got all this and all this cord that I can't even fit into the frame. It's really big. It also weighs a lot. Because it is big and chunky, it takes up a lot of space in your cupboard, maybe underneath your sink. It's not like your typical blow dryer where you probably just have this one little piece. That's it, and just you know, a cord that you plug into the wall. It has so much more to go with it. So you really have to have the space in the room for something like this. So that is my first con. It's big and it's heavy. So that's probably two, big and heavy. So the next one, number 3, it's very pricey. I believe one of these are about 600 Canadian. I'm not sure exactly, I'm Canadian, so it's about 600 Canadian. It's about 4, maybe 500 US when it's not on sale. I think it's currently on sale for about 300 US, which would still be about maybe 450 Canadian. Yeah, it's pretty expensive. It's also very loud. So if you were to have maybe someone sleeping, you probably would not want to use this because this thing is loud. It's very loud. Probably a lot louder than a vacuum in my personal opinion. It's very loud. It took me a few tries to figure out what setting I wanted to set it on. You have a switch here, you have a dial here, and you have a switch up here. Like, it's just a whole lot going on. With your ordinary blow dryer, you probably just have an on off button, a cool shot button. It's very simple. This one, it's a little bit more going on. But once you get the hang of it, it's obviously easy to set up because all you have to do is turn on the switch and then that's it, because everything else is kind of set up. And I do flip this sometimes because it has a cool shot and it has a higher setting. Another thing for me, I've only had this for about maybe a year and some, and it already broke on me. I don't know if you guys can tell. Some of you guys did point it out that you noticed that there was something going on with my dryer. I do have some yellow tape on here because it did break. How did it break? I honestly don't even know how it broke, but this thing fully came off and I had to get some heat resistant tape, taped it back together, and yeah, it still works. So yeah, it did break, but it still works and I still use it. I don't blow dry my hair very often, maybe about 2 to 5 times a year. I know a lot of you guys are wondering about my routine that I did in my last video. That is something I only do about 2 to 5 times a year. I don't do that every single wash day. That is a lot of heat and a lot of work. So yeah, this is what my twist out looks like from using the blow dryer and the products that I use. If you want to see exactly what I did to get this look, definitely check out that video. I think that's it for cons. So that's pretty pretty much my cons and my pros for this thing. I'm hoping that somebody can either dupe this or something and make this a little bit smaller, more compact, lighter, of course more affordable, because personally I don't think I would have bought this if I had seen it, because $600 for a blow dryer is crazy to me personally. I do love the blow dryer. I'm happy that I have it, and I will continue to use it until it fully breaks. But would I say go out and buy it? Probably not. I mean, I do really like it, but if you want to spend, you know, $400 to $600 on this, you probably would be happy with your purchase. But it is, I mean, it is pricey, so I guess the average person probably would not spend that kind of money on something like this. I know a few other ladies who had this dryer and they ended up just giving it away because it was just too big. It was taking way too much space. I've tested out other blow dryers that are very, very similar to this when it comes to getting the job done. Obviously, I've never seen or I've never tried anything like this where it sucks your hair versus blowing your hair, but I've tried other ones with comb attachments and just regular blow dryers, and they're just as good. So with everything I just said, you guys, it's up to you. Make your decision on whether or not you would purchase it. I definitely will link a video of where I tried out a different blow dryer. It worked just as well. I'm gonna try out some more so that way you guys can see how other blow dryers work on my hair. One more thing before I do leave, I want to mention this because I did see a few people commenting on this. Where does your hair go after, you know, you finish drying it? So it actually goes into this compartment right here, if you guys could see that. So basically you want to turn this little nozzle thing or little switch right here, if I can do it, yeah, and then you open it, and then you will see all of your hair inside of here, which I actually don't have much. So it's actually like a filter, if you guys can see that. So it's a filter, and it is a little dusty in there, but there's not much hair, to be honest. Let me see if I can, oh, actually no, there is a lot of hair. So you can see I have like a little hairball here. And this is for me using it over the past few months. I actually kind of forget to clean it out, so it's a good thing I filmed this video because I remembered. I'll take that out. So yeah, it does have like a little storage center where your hair just gets sucked into, and you want to make sure that you do clean that out so that way it doesn't get filled with hair. But yeah, that's basically it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any more questions, definitely leave them down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one.